So for this tutorial, all you need to do is to get your basic bodice measurement. Please, if you don't know how to cut your basic bodice measurement and you're watching this tutorial, the first thing you need to do is learn how to cut your basic bodice measurement. The bodice measurement, you can see I've done the normal part. I've not done the armhole. So from here to here, bust point, under bust, the weight. Now for the length of the corset I'm making is I'm taking 5 inch from the waist. So 5 inch from the waist, that is the length of the corset that I'll be taking. So the next thing we'll do is we want to take our nipple to nipple measurement, which is half of our nipple to nipple measurement, and half of our nipple to nipple measurement here is 4.5. So I'll take 4.5 at the waist. I'll take it at the down part. I'll take it at the under bust and also at the bust point. Now, so after taking this, now for this, we'll take out to this side, to the midpoint, you will take out 0.75 inches. At this point, you will take 1.25 inches. So you do the same thing here, 0.75, 1.25. At under bust, to this side, to the side, so you see the total of the that we have is 2 inches. So what we'll do is we'll connect this straight. So after connecting, now we want to we'll connect this point. We'll do the same thing here. So we've connected both points. Now we want to determine how the overbust will look like. So for the overbust from the chest line, we'll go up by 2 inches. Okay, so now we'll connect the line from this point. So this is the midpoint here. We'll go ahead to connect this point to meet the bust point. Now the next thing we want to do is to get the armhole measurement. So for the armhole measurement, we'll be doing the bust divided by 2, and then we'll mark it here. And from this point, so from here to here, we'll get the midpoint, you know, as you regularly will get your armhole measurement, 1/2 inch in. So I've gotten the armhole measurement. Now for the tightening of this overbust, we'll come in by 0.75 inch, out 0.75 inch. Now we'll connect this with a straight line to meet the bust point. You do the same thing to. So now we have, regularly this should be like our bustier, right? We have done our bustier. So the next thing is to determine how deep you want the bridge. You know, that down part where it sits. So if you want it very high, it might probably not sit properly. Now if you want it, you can take, since it's already over bust and you don't want it to show your cleavage, you can come down, let's say by 1 inch or 1.25 inch, and then you just connect it like this. But me, I'm going to use, for this chest line, I'm coming down on this chest line by 1 inch, and then I will go in by 1/2 inch. So now I will connect here to meet here. So I've gotten this part. The next part we want to do is to determine to get this curve here. Now, this part we have, like, let's just assume that the dart here is 1 inch, so we'll add 1 inch. Now, if you want to add a seam allowance and you want your seam allowance to be 1 inch, yes, you can go ahead to add a seam allowance to be 1 inch. And then for this point, we have 2 inch. So for the waist, you do half of your waist, which is sorry, for the waist part, you do half of your waist minus 1, which is here. You will add the 2 inch that you have taken out, and then you add your allowance of 1. So for your upper hip, which is for the length, you will take your upper hip measurement. You will take the 2 inch and the 1 inch allowance. Now we'll go ahead to connect like so. So now for the bust point, we want to do the differentiation between your back and your front. Now for me is 1.5, so I'll take 1.5 here. This is it, and then I'll connect it to meet the bust point. So let me mark this point. So now we want to close this dart here. So in order to close the dart, I will need to slant this part out, which is we'll blend this. I don't want to cut this thing, but I think I have no choice. So now, so this part can relax. The next thing we do is we'll blend this part to actually lap at this point. So I'm blending this part to lap at this point, and then from this half of your bust point divided by 4, from that measurement, that's where you're taking your 1.5 inch, right? Or you can take 1 inch depending on how wide you want your side to be. Depending on how wide you want it to be. Let me make it 1 inch. So I'll go ahead now to connect this point to meet this point since I've closed here. As you can see, this is what we'll have after connecting it. Now what next you will do is you make sure so this is the point where after closing it, from this point we have 3.5. Now from this point, this is where the nipple is. We have almost 3 point something. Now since we have closed it, we'll go ahead to extend this a little up. We're trying to extend it up. Now we want to curve this point, which is this, to curve here. So you can actually do freehand, or you just need to get this. So I'll connect from here to here. and then I will, as you can see, I'll connect from here to here, and then I'll blend it. So now we have this. Let me take out this one. So now we have this point, right? You can go ahead to create your star line. Now let's say you want to create a line here. Now you can create your star line here, and you can also create on this point, you can create a star line here. So you can create a star line here and a star line here to make it look beautiful. So what you do is now is to go ahead to cut all the parts. Now to shape this part, I will shape this part alongside the side of the back side. So I'll be shaping both of them together, this side to this point. So I'll go ahead now to cut this point out. So for this, I've done the armhole. I divided the bust by 4 and a mic, and I did the armhole. This is shoulder to bust point, this is shoulder to waist, and this is the length which I explained. I did 5 inches. So for this point, I just need you to get like a straight line to do the drafting. What next we'll be taking is to take your nipple to nipple measurement here. You do the same thing here, nipple to nipple measurement. Also at your bust point, you will do nipple to nipple measurements. You connect like so. From this the waist point, you will take half an inch both sides, half an inch here, half an inch here, and then you connect almost 1 inch. You do the same thing. You do to the bust point arc line, but you won't get to the bust point part. So after doing here, you know that this part is already 1 inch. So we determine how your opening you want it to be. For the back side, you might decide to cut out 2 inch, 1 inch. For me, I'll be doing 1.5 inch. So I'll mark 1.5 inch. I'll go here and mark 1.5 inch. Now for the chest line, you can determine how low you want your back to be. So for me, I want it to be 1 inch. And then instead of connecting it straight, I don't want to connect it straight. I want it to be slightly curved. So from this point, I want it to be slightly curved. So I want it to be curved. I don't want it to be straight. I'll go ahead to connect. So I'll go ahead to connect this line, and then to create this notching effect at the back. So I've done this, and the next thing we'll be taking is taking measurements. So the waist point, the waist divided by 2. Already we've taken out 1 inch for the front. We're going to still do the same thing for the back. We'll take out and we'll add this 7.5. This is 1. We'll add 1 plus the allowance we did. We'll do 2. The hip, we just had 1.5 inch. And then for the bust point, we've already done the bust point measurement. We also had 1.5 inch here. So you connect here. You connect here and here. So you connect this back like this. Now I want to extend I want to extend this line out to the side. Also, if you want to create your star line, you can go ahead to, like what I explained in the front now. So let me make a vivid example of what it's going to look like. Now let's say I want to create a star line here. I just want to do it here. For example, I would take half an inch here, half an inch here, and then that 1 inch I'll also replicate it back here. So you understand, but I'm not dividing this part. If you want to divide it, that's what I'm saying. If you want to divide this part, you still need to add allowance because you're going to join this part. I am not dividing this part. I just wanted to use it for an explanation. So I'll go ahead now to cut the back part out, and then I want to curve this part. So to curve this part, I'll have to curve the front and the back together. So let me go ahead to cut the back part out. This is what it's going to look like. I want to go ahead to like hold it down so that you can see what it looks like. So I'll go ahead now. I want to join this to this, so I'll go ahead. I'm dividing the paper tape now. So what I'm doing here is trying to close these parts together. So I'll do nipple to make sure the nipple to nipple point is aligning, and then I'll gradually cover it. So once I've done it, I can blend it back. It's equal. Now it's equal. I've blended it back. So now since we have the so this is it. This is what the cup will look like. You can go ahead to make yours 3-piece. This is what the cup will look like. So I'll go ahead to like arrange it to meet this point. Arrange it and glue it back with a paper tape. To see how your cup is going to look like. So this is how it's going to look like. You can see it's looking actually so nice. So I've run out of paper tape, so I'm trying to manage the one. And this is what the inside looks like. It's going to properly sit inside. So I'll make sure that I have both sides I'm trying to match both sides together. I will take probably 1.5 inch. So I'm taking 1.5 inch and then I'm covering it like so. From that leg here, I'll cover it. So this is the end of the tutorial. Let me cut this part out. So this is what we have. This is the front and this is what the back is going to look like. So I've come to the end of this tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share.